Welcome back. We're back from the range with the Springfield XDe. We ran our full mag +1, of course our what's for dinner test, and then you get some shooting impressions from not just myself, but also Burgundy.Bomber and Maddie AR. Gotta say, I was really looking forward to this one because the original XDS was my first single stack carry gun, and I've since confirmed that I'm more of a fan of the hammer-fired guns than I am the striker-fired guns. So when the Croats came out with this hammer-fired version, I was looking forward to seeing how it was different. Of course, it means that the gun's going to have a little more dimension to it than a striker fire because you need that room outside of it. But overall, well, I'll let you watch the footage and decide for yourselves how this gun did for the three of us. Start things off as always with our full mag +1 on the Springfield XDe. Gonna use the shorter magazine for our one. Throw it on safe, ambi mag release, love that. Put our 8-rounder in there. A little bit of palm pinch happened there. That tends to happen to me with larger hands on smaller guns. See how she does. Got to get used to that trigger, but it runs. What's for dinner today starts at 90 grain and goes all the way up to 150 grain. As you can see, we've got round nose, flat nose, various types of hollow points, steel cased, aluminum case, nickel plated, and standard brass. We're running 3 rounds of each to see if it feeds from a slide lock. Then does the round generate enough energy to cycle the gun, pick up feed the second round. Third round is just a confirmation. It only takes 3 rounds to do this. I do want to note, however, that the Federal Premium 135 grain Hydra-Shock had some definite abnormalities in quality control. These hollow points, I picked the 6th that looked the most similar, but some of them were pretty awful. So if we have issues, it might be from that ammo.
Right, starting it off with target number 1, I'm shooting Winchester's 90 grain, super clean ammunition. 3 rounds, target number 1. For target number 2, I'm shooting Magtech 95 grain short stubby round ammunition.
Little limp on the wrist there.
Thank you. Target number 3, I'm shooting the Hornady 100 grain critical defense light.
This will be a good challenge for them.
Yeah.
A little annoying to have all the shells come back and smack you in the face.
That's why you wear a hat. All right, next for target number 4, I'm shooting Blazer aluminum 115 grain. Steel case 115 grain for target number 5. All right, for target number 6 from 7-ish yards, I'll be using the Remington UMC 124 grain. For target number 7, I'll be using the American Eagle Suppressor 124 grain subsonic, which is lighter than most subsonic loads, which are about 147 grains or heavier. See how it does. Target number 8, I'll be using the Federal Premium Ammunition Low Recoil 135 grain Hydroshock. So for target number 9, we were going to be using the Golden Saber 147 grain for full-size guns. We decided because it is not a full-size gun, we're going to switch it out for the SIG 365 115 grain, and this is for shorter barrels. Target number 9. Number 10, I'll be using S&B Subsonic 150 grain ammunition. All right, so 5 shots from 7 yards. I'm going to use the Nosler match grade handgun ammunition, 124 grain.
Which target?
Right square. For my accuracy, I'm going to be shooting at the left square, and I'm going to be using the Nosler 147 grain. I think it likes the heavier ammunition. We'll see.
For my accuracy, I'm going to be using the 115 grain Nosler match ammunition in the extended magazine so that I can get my whole hand on the gun, because it is a bit on the small side for me.
My thoughts on this gun. Really comfortable, has the true ambidextrous magazine release, does have the safety options, or you can decock for the double action first pull. It is only a slide release on the thumb area. I'm not sure that you even get an option for the ambidextrous slide release. Fiber optic front sight, really easy to acquire your target, adjustable white dot rear sight. It is a little bit snappy. I would say probably better for more intermediate to experienced shooters. Really comfortable grip area. Does have a designated area that says grip zone, although I'm a little confused about that because there's only one area where you can put your hand, but could be great for a new shooter if you're trying this gun out. So overall, Burgundy.Bomber approved for concealed carry and everyday use. So my general opinion of this gun, I definitely had a little bit of some limp wristing malfunctions with the MagTac ammunition that's about a 95 grain. Apparently with my limp wristing and the low grain, just wasn't feeding properly, ejecting properly, wasn't working properly for me. But by the time I started getting up into the higher grain ammunition and getting a better feel for the gun in general, I was able to have better accuracy. I really like the sights on this gun, easy to see, fiber optics in the front. It's a little bit more of a snappy gun for me, but overall I do like it.
So the XDe. The XDS in 45 when it first came out was one of my first carry guns, and striker fire trigger, no matter what you do, for the most part, is never going to match the crispness you get from a hammer fired trigger. So I appreciate that about the XDE. Yes, when you're carrying, the hammer's going to stick out a little bit, but I carry hammer fired anyways without any challenge. This gun is comfortable in the hand despite being very thin. Of course, the thinness is ideal for carry, but sometimes can lead to a sharper perception of recoil because you have less surface area to distribute that energy as it drives back into your hand. So they did a good job of rounding all the edges so that nothing is beaten up on your knuckle or anything like that. The trigger is good and crisp, as one would expect from hammer fired. It's got all the features there. It is snappy, as all subcompacts are. This being a little bit heavier of a gun, I think helps mitigate and keep it from being as snappy as other subcompact single stacks. But it shoots well, ran all of our ammo. Not a bad option for those looking for a subcompact single stack that's hammer fired. So what are your thoughts on this? And guys, I really don't care to hear about the political stuff. That's not what this channel is about. We cover the firearms. Gotta say, it for its capacity is a little bit on the large side, but does give you that single action, double action with an external safety that can be left on the double action or the single action. So you have the trigger of your preference for your first shot and the second strike capability. All very desirable. Not really a bad gun at all. I don't recall any major issues with it. I'm a huge fan of true ambidextrous magazine releases because I like to be able to hit it with my middle finger from the other side instead of my thumb. But that's just a personal preference. I'd love to hear from any of you that own the XDE what your thoughts have been, why you chose it, and if there's anything you would change with the gun. Thanks for watching.